Happy Monday. There was a meme that someone had sent me, and it was a kid who was on a zip line. At the beginning of the zip line it said the weekend, and then at the end of the zip line was this padded wall that the kid ran into, and it said Monday. And it was humorous, if you were to see it. But I was just thinking, what if the zip line, when it started, said Monday, and then as the kid or the person on the zip line went down, there was no wall, just kept going, and it said your week. You never know what your week is going to bring, but if you go into Monday and you get on that zip line of life and you say, you know what, I'm going to have a good day and I'm going to have a good week no matter what, I bet you're going to have the best week that you've ever had in your life. I always say, no matter what comes down the pipe of life, with God, I have a great septic system. So be purposeful about this week. Be purposeful about this week. Happy Monday. Today's devotional: angels watch over you. He will order his angels to protect you wherever you go. Psalm chapter 91, verse 11, the New Living Translation. A college professor once took a group of students to China for a field trip. Several days into the journey, the professor experienced unimaginable stomach pain and was rushed by ambulance to the local clinic. It was a tiny town, and the medical staffer in charge of the clinic observed the professor's appendix had ruptured. Poison was spreading all throughout his body, but since there were no surgeons around, there wasn't much that could be done for him. The professor went into convulsions and in and out of consciousness. Back home in America during a church service, the professor's father, a pastor, began to feel an extraordinary burden for his son. He said to the congregation, quote, "We must stop and pray for my son. Something is wrong," end quote. In China, it was 2 o'clock in the morning when suddenly one of the country's most famous surgeons walked into the clinic, the very surgeon who travels with the U.S. president when he visits China. The staff was amazed to see him. "I'm here to take care of the American," the surgeon said, and he operated and saved the professor's life. The next day, the surgeon said to the professor, quote, "Who were those 2 men you sent into my office yesterday?" End quote. The professor replied, "I didn't send anybody to you. I don't know anybody here in China." The surgeon said, quote, "That's odd, because they said you were a very important person and that I needed to be here to operate on you," end quote. God's word says he will order his angels to protect you wherever you go. Have a blessed day.